Welcome to Supra School. This is Supra Dinner Society. We're here in Seattle, Washington. In this first episode, we're going to talk about the art of the host, which is everything that goes into preparing for a Supra. Setting the table, inviting your guests. So come, grab a seat, and we'll get started. Gagi Marcos. Congratulations, it's your first Supra. You must be excited, maybe a little nervous. The number of people at a Supra can vary a lot. You could have as few as 2 people, just the Tamada and someone else toasting. I've seen as many as 160 for a big wedding. So it's a wide range. But think about a sweet spot between maybe 8 and 30. That's a really fun range of people where the balance between toasting and conversation is really rich. If you have between 2 and 10 people, it's going to be mostly just a table conversation. If it's between 10 and 30, it's a nice balance. You have toasting, you have conversations that lead into new toasts. If you have more than 30, it's going to feel like a party. But any number works for a Supra. When you invite your friends, tell them that it's going to be a really special night. It's going to be an experience from a country that's very small called Georgia. There's toasting involved, but keep the mystique. You don't have to give everything away. And when I invite people, I tell them the first toast will be at set time. For example, 6 o'clock. If I were to tell people just to arrive at 6, they might come at 6:30, 7. But if I tell people that the first toast is at 6, that makes sure they'll arrive on time. You can host a Supra pretty much anywhere. It could be your backyard patio, it could be your living room, a restaurant, an Airbnb. The really important thing is that it's in one room, and preferably everyone's at one shared table. At every Supra, there's 4 essential things: the Tamada, the venue, the food, and the wine. As for the shape of the table, a rectangle is usually preferable. If you have a round table, it implies democracy. No one's really going to know who's in charge of the feast. So I recommend a rectangle table. If you have more than maybe 30 people, break it in 2 rectangle tables that are in parallel. Remember that the Supra doesn't abide by French or British etiquette standards. There's not 4 forks and 3 plates and 2 wine glasses. Keep it simple. Just give everybody 1 dinner plate, 1 fork, 1 knife, 1 wine glass, and 1 water glass. That saves room for more food on the table. And when you have the food served family style, make sure it's on small plates so that everybody has access to a variety of dishes. As far as the food goes, you could have it potluck. You could do it at a restaurant with their food. You could have Georgian food, which is ideal. But the thing that you can't not do is serve family style. Make sure all the food's on the table at once rather than a buffet, because if you have a buffet, people are going to get up, they're going to come down, they're going to get up again, and it breaks the flow of the Supra. So have everything on the table that you can possibly fit, serve family style. Wine. This is essential. You have to have wine at a Supra. Georgia invented wine 8,000 years ago, and they still make it the same way today in big clay pots called qvevri. They're about 8 feet tall. You could fit a whole man inside of one. When I do Supras, I recommend getting 1 bottle per person. That might be more than you need, but what you don't want to do is run out of wine. If you go to a place like Total Wine and you want to get Georgian wine, which I recommend, I would get 1/3 of the bottles Saperavi red, 1/3 amber, and 1/3 white. The Merekipe is the Tamada's assistant, his helper, It's also the wine pourer and really the person who attends to all of the needs of the table. For about 20 guests, I recommend one Merekipe. If you have 40 guests, probably two Merekipes. But I'm going to do a whole episode on the art of the Merekipe later. Every Supra should have music. In Georgia, of course, there's a very rich folk tradition. Almost everybody can sing folk songs. In America, we don't quite have the same traditions. But as Tamada, if you play a song and you have guitar, absolutely bring it. It adds a lot to the table. And if you can't sing, maybe someone else at the table can. But even if there's no live music, bring a Bluetooth speaker, play some music on Spotify. There's a playlist you can use of ours called Supra Dinner Society. And remember, as Tamada, you're DJ of the toasts and also the tunes. There's going to be a period of time between when the first person arrives and the last person. As Tamada, I greet every single guest that comes in. They might be a little nervous. They might not know exactly what they're getting into. So as Tamada, I introduce myself, I welcome them, make them feel comfortable, and then I tell them that it's open seating. They can grab a glass from anywhere at the table, bring the glass to the Merekipe, you'll pour them some wine. There's going to be some mingling for maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then once the last guest comes, I go to the head of the table, I clink my glass, and it's go time.